Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Innahum fityatun amanu. قال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال تعالى إنهم فتية آمنوا بربهم وزدناهم هدى صدق الله العظيم. My dear respected brothers, sisters as well, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic I've been given is about the 7 that are going to be under the shade of Allah on the Day of Judgment. Now brothers, you know, we're here right now and it's so real. It's going to be so real on the Day of Judgment when we see each other. It's going to be more real than we see each other right now. You know, in the dunya, sometimes, has this ever happened to you that you kind of, sometimes you think, I've had a deja vu. You know, deja vu, it's like, just seen this thing happen before. Has it ever happened, brothers? Yes or no? Yeah? MashaAllah, awliya of Allah. Sometimes what happens is, a person sees a dream, and then they see the same thing that happens in life, or something similar in life. Yes or no? Yes. On the Day of Judgment, it's not going to look, or it's not going to even seem like a dream. It's going to be so real, and the reason for that is because we're going to escape from the shell and we're going to escape from the artificial life. We're going to go to the real life. This is the artificial life. The shell is this. Shell is this body here, this head, this body inside which I am, you are, that's the shell. Artificial life is the world. So basically, when you're in this world and you're meeting one another, and we're meeting one another, we're in the unreal world. This is the temporary world. Allah's called this dunya, the lowly one. Allah said, Mata'ul hayati dunya, it's only a little bit of time that you can take a bit of advantage of. Mata' means temporary enjoyment of this world. Temporary, brother, everything is temporary. Even when you have a nice food, hey brothers, you've got nice top menus here. You got, yeah, inshallah, yeah. You will have that, yes, yes or no, but guys, try and show me a fasting tonight, man. Listen. You've got things that you like, yes. Now tell me this here: is there a food on this earth that you have had and you've been having it again and again and again and again, and it's like you had it 20 years ago, you've been having it all the time, every single day, and it's today you're having it again, it still tastes the same? Is there a food like that, yes or no? There is, yeah? MashaAllah, tell me what is it, brother? I need to know. If you have it now and again, that's different. If you have it every day, you get sick of it, yes or no? Are you not convinced? You get sick of it, yes or no? I remember a brother in Bangladesh, yeah, I took him to one of these mishti places, yeah, where you get the sweets. And I took him there and, he was my guest, and he was from this country as well. And I said, let's have some mishti. He said, no, I'm not having no mishti. You have mishti, I'm going to have tea. I said, why not? He said, my story is that I used to love this, this gulab jam, and the black one, yeah? Gulab jam, not being racist here, brothers, yeah? And the gulab jam, he goes, I used to love that one, yeah? And I used to go every day, and I used to buy it every single day. Every day I used to go there, and I used to buy a few gulab jam, and I used to eat it. He goes, for days and days and weeks and months, I went every day and I just tasted that gulab jam. One day I came in there and I tasted it, and he said for some reason it just didn't taste right. Because from that day on I've been off mitai and mishti. Has it ever happened to you that you've tasted something and you've just been put off of it? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Shall I give you my story? Shall I give you my story? No, madrasa, yeah. Allah. We're madrasa in Nottingham. And in madrasa, you're always like looking for like charity money. Anything charity comes, yallah, bismillah. This is the place, yeah. So what happened is, those days in the 90s, there was some brothers got together and they wanted to take a truck full of stuff and food, whatever they could, to Bosnia. Because Bosnia was in a bad situation that time. Yeah? So some Arab brother, mashallah, he collected, red kidney beans. Yeah? He got a whole supermarket somewhere to donate him some red kidney beans that were this big tins, yeah? And he filled the whole truck up with red kidney beans. And he's going to go to Bosnia and he's going to distribute it there, mashallah, alhamdulillah. The brother got inside, he went all the way to the borders, yeah? And they said to him, sorry, you're going to be sent back. So he got sent back. Now he's in a truck in the UK, he's sent back, yeah? He hasn't delivered anything. He's thinking, where do I offload this? So he thought, yeah, I know a place. He came to a madrasa. He said, Shaykh, do you want red kidney beans? He said, how much you got? I got a truckload. He said, Yallah, Bismillah. So he came, he offloaded the whole truck. Now who's going to eat this? Us lot. So we were having red kidney beans for 6 months, brothers. Every day. You go there, what is it? Red kidney beans. What is it? Red kidney beans. What is it? Red kidney beans. Now when my wife here at home, she cooks red kidney beans, I say, Toba, I'm fasting today. I can't take that stuff. Honestly, I don't give me no red kidney beans. I just can't have it because 6 months in a row we had it. Now what I'm trying to say to you brothers, yeah, is mata'ul hayati dunya, this lowly temporary life that we've got, it's got an end to it. End to everything. Whatever enjoyment you got. One enjoyment, brothers and sisters love, is the stomach. And second enjoyment is that between the legs. Some brother said, La ilaha illallah, brother, have sabr inshallah. Now, with that between the legs, what is that? That is something that makes a man go sometimes crazy, but he needs to understand that it's temporary as well. There's no long term in that, brother. There's no long term in that. You ask any man who's getting old, you know what I'm saying? He'll tell you. They all have the same language. They say when you're in your 20s, you could do 2-3 times a night. Or you could do, at least every night. You can't get enough. And when you get in your 30s, it goes like, a couple of times a week, that's fine. Or once a week. When you get in your 40s, probably once a month. When you get in your 50s, once probably quarterly a year. When you get in your 60s, once probably a whole year. And the man gets to his 70s, he thinks once more in my lifetime and that's it. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? Now, it's like, that's what it is. Now, it's got a limit to it, brothers. It's got a limit to it. Wake up. Because everything in this world has got a limit. The only real world is the akhirah. And when we get to the akhirah, Allahu Akbar, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, about Jannah, he said, a man will be given the strength of 100 men of this world. Allahu Akbar. Do you have a brother here in his 20s and it's like he can go to 2 times, 3 times a night, yeah? In his 20s, prime age, yeah? In Jannah, every man minimum is going to be 100 times, brother. 100 times, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah? Now the thing is, in relation to that, the topic I've been given, sab'a, the seven categories of people that are going to be under the arsh of Allah Azza wa Jal. Now this arsh it's just too big to explain. The arsh is massive, but it's not about the arsh I want to describe. The shadow that Allah will create, the shade Allah will create of this throne is going to be the only shadow on the whole of the surface of that doomsday. And if you come inside the shadow, you are so cool. And if you step outside the shadow, you're under the sun. So the heat is so intense outside, and the coolness is so nice on the inside. Now let me give you an example. You must have been into a hot country. When you go to a hot country and it's boiling, I'm talking about a hot country like Dubai or places like that. Yeah, some of you brothers been, yes? To soaring temperatures, right? And you come out, it's like an oven. You're like in an oven, and the moment you've walked a bit, sometimes in India it can get very hot like that as well. Even Bangladesh, Pakistan as well. So you're like sweating, and suddenly you come to a building one of those, lush buildings, 5-star. It could be a bank or something. You just go into the bank. So what happens is you go through the doors, and when you go through the doors, it's like, whoo, man. You know that coolness you feel? It's like, it's like, where have I been? It's like, damn, man, it's so boiling. And inside the bank, it's like, it's so cool and it's so relaxing. You ever had that feeling? Yes or no, brothers? Yes. Right. That's the kind of feeling that will be, well, actually, that's just a small part. Okay? You can imagine if the sun was to be a mile above our heads, it'd be very different, brothers. It'd be very, very different. It's a serious matter. But if people came inside the shadow, or the shade, you get the idea that it's going to be very cool. Now, there's 7 categories of people that are allowed under this shade. And what's under the shade? Before we get to the categories. You ask any brother about something they like. Let's talk about the most common thing you guys like is football. You love your football, guys, yeah. And let's say someone was to support some kind of Real Madrid and Barcelona. The other day I just found out that if you support Barcelona, you can't support Madrid and Real Madrid. And if you support Real Madrid, you can't support Barcelona. Am I right or not? I'm thinking, Ya Allah, where in the world did you get that from? But that's how brothers are. It's like if you go this way, you have to hate the other one. It's the same for some teams in this country, right? Am I right? Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U, which one? Man U and what? Man U and which one? Chelsea. Liverpool, is it? Some brothers don't want to speak. It's like, we're in the masjid, Shaykh, come on, let us on, man. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't understand where they get that from, but what I want to say to you is this. That you've got to understand that people love these people, they follow them, and they want to be with them. Whatever types of celebrities there are, there's a kind of a following. You go to Twitter, there's certain followers, people just go in there hundreds and thousands to follow them. Now why are they following them? The only reason that they're following them is because today their skills are so good. My son, I've been sitting him down and he's getting into football. I sat him down, I said, listen, Neymar, yeah? One day he's going to become Buddha Baba. Don't expect him to get after 20 years here to kick that ball the way he's kicking it today. Wake up, son. The thing is, you're going to lose your whole mind in one player, one celebrity, because what? The celebrity is singing so nice. The vocal cords are going to be gone by the time the 60s and 70s. In the ages of 60s and 70s, vocal cords are gone. And yesterday's singer, today hardly people know them. Tell me, there's so many singers in the 50s. You guys hardly know any of them. I don't know any of them. The only one we've heard of back in the days is Mr. Elvis Presley. That's what you hear of. And even when the folks today, they listen to it, they go, that guy, really, people were seriously mad for him. Like, really? Get a life, man. Then the 60s came, the Beatles came, and people went mad for them. Yes or no? Yes or no? And there's people still alive that were mad for the Beatles. And today, you ask the general youth who are into music today, Beatles? What Beatles? Nah, that was just a crave of the 60s. They're not into that. The songs of the 70s, 80s, people are not into that. But then you drive down somewhere down the streets and you see some poster, you'll say, back to the 90s. Back to the 90s. Yeah? Now the 90s thing is becoming old now. La ilaha illallah. Yesterday it was new and upgoing, everyone wanted to know about it, and now it's old. Now it's the zeros, and now you've got new ones that come out. The thing is, brothers, it's all temporary and it's all going to come to an end. What I want to say to you is, there are certain celebrities Allah has created that when they were alive, they were the best on the earth. And when they died, even the soil does not rot away their bodies. Even the soil respects them. Now that's what I call respect, brother. That's what I call what? No, respect, brother. I know how you youngsters say it, respect. Now imagine, all these celebrities going to die. Every celebrity goes into the grave. And what happens to them? Their bodies start rotting away. So within 3 minutes of you not breathing, your brain's dead. Within a few more minutes, there's gases that are coming. And then within a few hours, you got your own maggots in your own stomach that are going to eat you alive. Or eat you dead, rather. And you're finished. You're finished, your history. And they've got to put you quickly into the grave. And once they put you into the grave, it just takes, because the grave takes 8 times more slower than if you were to be on the earth to actually decompose. So it's a slow process, but you're gone. Except who? Except the ones Allah loves. And who are the number one people Allah loves, that even after the death, the soil and the maggots and the worms and the creatures and everything else deep down in the soil will show them respect and will not even take away a single hair from their head. Allahu Akbar. And if you were to dig them up, you will find them just as the day they were buried. Allahu Akbar. They are who? Anbiya alayhim salatu wasalam. Allah has made it haram for the prophets for their bodies to decompose. And not only that, the shuhada, those who died for the cause of Allah, martyrs. And there are many different types of martyrs. Okay, I'm not saying about some particular type of martyrs that my MI5, MI6 brothers want to hear tonight. I'm talking about not talking about that. There are many ways that Allah Azza wa Jal can create martyrs. If the rooftop falls on you, then you're a martyr. If you drown, you're a martyr. If a woman dies in labor, she's a martyr, and so on and so forth. There are many ways. But the martyrs, Allah Azza wa Jal will not take away any part of their body. Now when they come up on the Day of Judgment, they had respect when they were alive. They had respect when they were in the graves. And when they come on the Day of Judgment, brothers, this is the big thing I want to say to you, and sisters who are listening. Everybody wants celebrities. The guy who sings so well, the guy who acts in Bollywood, Hollywood so well, everyone wants to know them because they're in it. The guy who's got the fashion, they want to know them. The guy who's got the money to flash around, they want to know them. On the Day of Judgment, Allahu Akbar, on the Day of Judgment, nobody wants to know any football player. Nobody wants to know any singer. Nobody wants to know any celebrity. Why? Because the celebrity, the singer, the footballer, the one who was any type of celebrity, the fashion model, whatever she was, all of them together combined, including yourself, including myself, all of us, we've got no clothes. We've got no shoes. And we have come up with the greatest fear in our bodies to do with ourselves. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us the first to be clothed on the Day of Judgment is going to be Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. First to be clothed is going to be Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And when he gets clothed, then it's going to be prophet after prophet after prophet. The prophets get clothed first. La ilaha illallah. They're the only clothed people on the whole of the Day of Judgment. Who doesn't want to know them, man? Not only that, they're the people that people know that this is the only way we can get salvation on this day. So people want to go and find the prophets because there's no way anybody's going to get any salvation today. It's like today, if somebody has a problem, they go and see someone high up. So the same way on the Day of Judgment, people will want to know the prophets. Not only that, the prophets are the first to have a meal on the Day of Judgment under the arsh. With the people with them. Whoever's with them. They'll be the first. And not only that, the prophets are the ones that have got the only drink on the Day of Judgment. Today, people, on a hot day, you see, the hot day, all these shopkeepers, they stock all their drinks. They stock them, and sometimes they can't keep them cold because they're selling so fast. True or not? Yeah? On the Day of Judgment, you want a drink, there's only one drink. One drink. And that drink is going to be under the arsh. And that drink's name is going to be Kawthar. The drink's color is going to be whiter than milk. The drink's taste is going to be sweeter than honey. The drink itself is such. Like people these days, they go crazy for certain drinks. The latest one the youngsters are all into is the Boost or the Red Bull. Have some Red Bull, brother. Red Bull. What's good about Red Bull? It keeps me awake, brother. Keeps me awake, brother. Guys going for Red Bull. It keeps him awake. Bro, you need to go to sleep. Seriously, you see these guys, yeah? They're like trying to stay awake all night, yeah? Because they want to drive all night, or they want to play games all night on their PS4s or PS3s or whatever, and then Red Bull, yeah? Bro, you can't cheat your body with sleep. I'm just telling you that now. If you need 7 hours of sleep, your body will get the 7 hours by the end of it. Yes or no, brothers? Come on. You can cheat it for days and weeks, but eventually you're going to sleep like no other sleep. You get me? It's gonna hammer you down. And what's the point of you killing yourself in the daytime when people are around for you to see and you've just killed yourself up with some Red Bull at night? My point is, on the day of judgment, there's one drink everybody wants, and that's Kawthar, because whosoever takes a sip of that, you will never get thirsty ever again in your entire life. Ever. And who's got that? The prophets have got that. Alayhim salatu salam. So the only drink is there, the celebrities are there, the best people are there, and we've got to target ourselves to get inside there. La ilaha illallah. Can you imagine what it's going to be on the day of judgment? People are going to be like swarm of bees around the arsh to try and get inside there. But you're not allowed unless you're of these 7 categories that Allah's Messenger has mentioned. So what's that? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said in a hadith reported by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, سبعة يظلهم يوم القيامة سبعة يظلهم يوم لا ظل إلا ظله. 7 categories of people Allah will shade on the day of judgment. On that day there is no other shade except for that shade. 7 categories. What's the first one? Imamun adil. You're in a position of authority, of leadership, and you show justice. Any position of leadership and you show justice. Now this could be from the highest of a president, prime minister, king, queen. It could be a person as an MP because he's in leadership. It could be of his constituency. It could be someone who is a local leader. It could be a mayor. It could go down into a local person in any institution who's a leader. It could be anyone in an organization that's a leader. Anyone who in any capacity is a leader. So bring it right down to the smallest ones. Even right down to the masjid committee. The masjid committee. In that committee, there's some leaders, yeah? And whoever you are, look guys, I hope this is not the last time I'm speaking here, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Like, whichever leaders there are, in whichever mosque they are, if they show justice, then you have guaranteed your place on the day of judgment with the Prophet, Allahu Akbar. Alayhimu salatu wasalam. You just need to be just. Now, why did Allah create this one category? You know why? When you're in power, there is going to be politics. Or as the Bengalis say, politics. There's going to be politics. Or as the Arabs say, yeah, politics. There's going to be some problem that people will come to you from left, right and center and they want you to swing this way and they want you to swing that way. And they want you one day to take his view and one day take that view. This is going to happen. And they try with so many ways to try and get you to, swing from the truth and from justice. And give them what they want. And to stay in the middle, to stay on justice is difficult because you get slapped from this side and you get slapped from that side. Whenever you're in power, you'll have 3 categories of people. One group of people will be with you. They're the people of truth. They're with you. And one group of people will go to the right extreme. They will be harsh in their ways. And one group of people will be liberal. They'll go to the left. They'll be liberal. They'll be, too easy on their principles and so on, yeah? So with the middle, you've got to stay. And what will happen is these people on the right will say you're doing wrong, and these people on the left will say you're doing wrong, and you've got to stay in the middle. To stay in the middle, you take abuse from this side, you take abuse from that side. But you stay in the middle for whose sake? For whose sake? Allah's sake. That's why Allah knows that, and that's why on the day of judgment Allah is going to say, today I will put you under my arsh like no other man, unless he's got your quality, will come inside here. Allah, that's the first of the categories. Because you did it for who? You did it for Allah's sake. Sometimes, brother, you're in a house here, like I just said, you're in your own house, and your own house there's politics. In your own house, your brothers, sisters, sister-in-law, so-and-so, mother-in-law, whoever, mother, father, whoever, they created politics in, and you've got to try and remain as a just person. It's not easy. Because if you keep your mother happy, your wife says, so you don't care about me. You don't care about me. And you go towards your wife, and your mother says, Beta, kya hogi? Mane hu? I'm not your mother. You don't love me? A woman comes and she takes all the love that I've given you all my life? La ilaha illallah, brother, you're going to be tested. And please, sisters who are listening, take it easy on your husbands, man. La ilaha illallah, what's the guy supposed to do? He's right, stuck in the middle. He goes this way, he gets slapped. He gets that way, he goes slapped. So what's he supposed to do? The best thing is that you remain with Allah. And if brothers are in that situation, I'm going to give you a thing to do. If you're in that situation, what you do is just, you know when your wife gets mad at you, and sometimes even your mum gets mad at you, yeah? The best thing, honestly, wallahi brothers, I'm telling you, this is the best thing to do. I'm talking from experience as well, yeah? The best thing to do, yeah, is to leave the house, yeah, and run away to the masjid. You come to the masjid, yeah? Come to the masjid. You know, masjid, alhamdulillah, peaceful. Come pray 2 rakats, pray nice 2 rakats. Allah, I love you. I love you, I love you. I love you. Allah, Allah, please. Allah as a being will find a way for you. Then you go back to the house. Yeah? And if things are still hot, you run back to the masjid. Seriously. Just come. Allah, I love you. I love you. Please help me. Until things calm down. Because the thing is, if you get in between 2 women, they're never going to let you off, brother. I just tell you that now. That war, yeah, is not going to end until one woman gives up her power. And for one woman to give up her power in the kitchen is not going to be easy, brother. I'm just telling you that now, yeah? So if you get in between, you better watch out. You better watch out. So anyway, that's my advice to you. But anyway, Imam Adil, the first one. Second one. Second category, Allah will allow them. Why? شاب نشأ في عبادة الله. A youngster who comes and he becomes a person who starts to grow in religiousness, in Allah's worship, in his ibadah. A youngster. Now who's a youngster? A youngster is someone who the ulama say under the age of 25. So some of you who are under 25, you still got this jackpot to hit. And the thing is, the youngsters, is it easy for you to become practicing under the age of 25, yes or no? Easy or no? Is it easy? It's not easy, man. It's not easy. You're in your prime age, brother. You're in your prime age. The moment you step out your house and you walk, yeah? You walk. People want to know you. They want to be with you, brother. They say, yeah, Abze. I'm over here, man. Take me with you. And the moment you get in your car and you drive down, yeah? Which you don't own, obviously. That's another thing, yeah? They hire these cars. And the guy has become so big because he's hired a car. Hey, man, I could hire a car. So you don't even own this car and he goes down and all the girls are looking at him. La ilaha illallah. And he's in prime age. Now to be practicing in that age is difficult. But if you end up practicing at that age, then you've practiced for whose sake? Allah's sake. There's no man, woman for whom you're going to practice at that age. Trust me, brother. Yeah, these youngsters that practice, the only reason why they're practicing is for Allah's sake. Because you think about it, everything's against them. The whole tide's against them. All the friends are in this, in this world and getting thick into it, and the girls and the monies and the the cars and the joys and all that. They're into it. And this young brother says, I'm going to move away from this. For whose reason did he do this? Allah. So on the day of judgment, Allah Azza wa Jal will put him under his shade, the day when there is no other shade. Now, youngsters, you might think that, I just passed the age of 25. You might think, man, my birthday just went. I missed out. There's another opinion of scholars that says that it's not 25, it's up to 35. Up to 35. Ibn al-Jawzi rahimahullah said it's up to 35. So you still got a second bus, yeah? You missed the first one, you get the second bus. Now, Third one. There are true brothers. So third one. There's a man. رَجُلٌ قَلْبُهُ مُعَلَّقٌ بِالْمَسَاجِدِ. A man whose heart is attached to the masjid. A man whose heart is attached to the masjid. Every time he goes to the masjid, he feels content. And when he leaves the masjid, he wants to come back to the masjid. La ilaha illallah. He wants to go back to the masjid. Now this could be any age. Any age. And especially, my uncles who come to the masjid and they keep the masjids alive. Yep. This hadith is for you. Especially for them. Because these uncles, la ilaha illallah, you talk about Fajr when it gets to 4 in the morning, and when it gets to 7 o'clock in the winter, and Isha when it gets late in the summer, you name it, these uncles are coming to the masjids. Yes or no? And brothers, we need to take an example of this. We need to follow these uncles and come to the masjid like that. Because those uncles that you're seeing who got nothing else but the masjid as a life, on the day of judgment, we're going to be wishing that we followed their ways. Because the hearts are attached to the masjid, Allah Azza wa Jal will put them under the arsh. You think of it, those uncles can stay like so many other uncles who are staying home. They're staying home. They're retired. They'll go to the masjid. Oh, jaiye, Jummah ke liye jaiye na. Bas karo na. I'll go for Jummah. It's alright. Take it easy. Sufi miya kyun ban gaya? Why become Sufi miya for? There's many uncles out there that don't come to the masjid. They're retired or getting retired. They don't come to the masjid. And I'm not saying that this is just for the uncles. Any person of any age that has an attachment to the masjid, your place is guaranteed with the prophets on the day of judgment. A fourth one. رَجُلَانِ تَحَبَّا فِي اللَّهِ. Two men that love one another for the sake of Allah. When they get together for Allah's sake. When they move away, they move for Allah's sake. Everything was for Allah's sake. Now, this is one that we need for this age, brothers. First is, we got plenty of brothers who know each other, and this is for sisters, yeah? Plenty of brothers who know each other, but they know each other only because of their own matlab. He's got his own need and he's got his own objective. I call it the objective brother. Or I call him Matlabuddin. Basically, he's got his own objective. And there's loads of these brothers. They meet you, they like you, but he's got his objective. He wants to get something off you. And when he gets it off you, he don't know you anymore, brother. When he hasn't got it off you, he will carry on buttering you up. And he'll come near you, he'll impress you, he'll be with you, you're his mate, you're this, that. But once he's got his objective, he's gone. Or he doesn't know you that well. These are the matlabuddins that we've got. And we've got plenty of them. Not only here in the real world, most of them are in cyber world. The internet, most of them are in the cyber world. They follow you, they like you, they tweet you, they this, they that, yeah. They're only there for one reason or another. Tell me, brother, yeah. If for Allah's sake we use the social media, if for Allah's sake people were tweeting one another, if for Allah's sake you did all your WhatsApp and all your telegrams, for Allah's sake you did all of your contacts, would the amount of tweets and texts increase or decrease? Tell me. Would they increase or decrease? If everybody did it for Allah's sake, I'm only going to contact him for Allah's sake, would they increase or would they decrease? Decrease. Would they decrease a bit of decrease or would it be a big decrease? A big one, brother. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Because most people out there who are even contacting each other for the sake of whatever is for different reasons. You've got to understand that to contact someone, you can contact. There's nothing wrong. You contact someone and you've got an intention, something like that's fine. But please don't forget, if you can make it for Allah's sake that you contact this person, and Allah's sake you then, finish off meeting this person, and you do that with different people, and your whole thing becomes that I'm meeting this brother for Allah's sake. You know what? La ilaha illallah, your akhlaq will change. Your character will change. And your character will be like, you know the way I treat this brother, I'm going to treat that brother. And the way I meet this brother, I'm going to meet that brother. And the way I meet this brother, I'm going to meet this brother. Yes or no? Because for whose sake are you meeting? And your character is going to be the same for this brother, for that one, for that one, for this one. It's not going to be like, I meet someone and say, yeah, Assalamu alaikum, yeah, okay. And then you go away and your friend says, do you know who that was? Well, him there. Do you know who he was? Man, you don't know who he is. Who's that? He's big, man. Who is he? He knows a football player. Or he knows, he's the one who, if you know, man, that guy can sort you out, The guy's loaded, man. The guy's loaded. What happens then? The guy comes back again, sees him, brother, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. my name's Mustafa. My name's Mustafa. When he finishes, don't forget, my name's Mustafa. Why did he go back there? First time he goes, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, so. Next time he goes, Assalamu. And there's plenty of brothers like that. And sisters as well, you got to question why you're meeting. Anyway, my point was, if you do it for Allah's sake, then the akhlaq and the character is the same the way you meet one and the way you meet another. And those people, for His sake, He will actually announce, according to the hadith, أَيْنَ الْمُتَحَابِّي بِجَلَالِ. Allah will say, oh, where are all those people who used to love one another for my sake? Today, I will put you under my throne. There is no other shaykh except for my throne shaykh. So that's 4. Now the 5th one. Now we got to a big one, brothers. Yeah. 5th one. La ilaha illallah. There's a man, and he's attracted to a woman. Yeah. It's a very common thing, isn't it, brothers? Yes or no, brothers? Our sisters are listening. Yes or no, brothers? Yeah. You're saying you're really nice and quiet. Yeah. For the sisters' sake, I'm just telling you, sisters, yeah. You lot, when you see a man, you want the man because you want it for, emotional reasons. I'm sorry to say, yeah, a lot of brothers, they see sisters, they want their physical needs to be fulfilled. That's what's going through their head. But anyway, a man, he is attracted to a woman. And not only that, imagine if the man, this is the normal case here. Imagine a man who suddenly, he gets called by a woman. So she contacts him. That's normally the men, like, they're always thinking that. But imagine a man, yeah, he's like getting in his own little world, yeah, and a woman contacts him. There are women like that. And the way they contact you, la ilaha illallah, man. Women, yeah, they've got the best plans to get you, bruv. You want to know a story of that? Just look at Yusuf alayhi salam's. Yeah, sorry. The woman, she planned it. She waited for the day her husband was out. She waited till there was nobody in the palace except for one baby. She waited when the day she would be alone with Yusuf alayhi salam. And what she did is, she went to the main door, she closed it. Next door inside, she closed it. Next one inside, she closed it. There was chamber after chamber. She closed it, she closed it, she closed it. She closed 7 doors to the main entrance. And in the middle was Yusuf alayhi salam. And she came inside there. And she said, Haytalak, come. Now the man's in trouble. La ilaha illallah. The man's in trouble. She planned it. But Allahu Akbar, Allah says in the Holy Quran, my Yusuf and my Anbiya, forget them going towards evil. Evil runs away from them. Allah says, I don't turn the Anbiya away from the evil, I turn the evil away from the Anbiya. So what happened? Yusuf alayhi salam said, Ma'adallah. He said, no way. He said, I seek Allah's protection. And she darted for him. She darted for him. And she even ripped his shirt from behind as he was trying to move away. And then he went to one door, opened it, second door, opened it, third one, opened it. He wanted to run out of the palace. Fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, he opened it. And as he's trying to run away from there, the seventh one, La ilaha illallah, his husband has returned back home. And he's standing there. And what did the woman do? She said, a boy like that, abusing your wife, put him in jail or punish him. After all of that, she puts the blame on him. La ilaha illallah. Now I'm not saying all women are like this, yeah, brothers, yeah? I'm not saying some women are, mashallah, they're very good, yeah? But when a woman wants to get you, yeah, she's gonna plan it. She's gonna watch you, she's gonna watch your moves. She's gonna want you, she's gonna say, yeah, that guy in the university, I need to know. And she'll follow you, brother, she will follow you. She'll be, you know, we have MI5s in the world and we have MI wives in the world. You know what I'm saying, brothers? She will target you, brother. She'll know what bus route you take. She'll know where you get off. She'll know how you come to the college or university. She'll know who your friends are. She'll watch you from a distance. She'll pen it all down, brother. She's got you properly targeted. Then she'll see your quiet moments. She'll see your busy moments. And she'll know when the moment is to go up to you and like just to... and you're like, what's this? Like, sorry, bro, sorry, bro. And she just drop a note in front of you. She just drop it. And you're like, oh, you forgot this, yeah? You forgot this, sister. No, brother, I think it's yours, brother. I think it's yours, brother. And he opens it. This is my name. This is my number. This is my email. This is my Facebook. This is who I am. And I love you. They'll target you how they want. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Dhatu mansabin wa jamal. Imagine a woman of status and of beauty. But imagine what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. Imagine a woman comes and she's targeting you and she is of beauty. Now that's a test, brother. And she's of status. She's not a lowly woman. And she targets you. And if she targets you, La ilaha illallah, you are going to be wrapped around the shaitan within minutes if you don't pull out. And it's very difficult. It's like a current of water that pulls you. Once you're in that, you know, you've got a woman who is beautiful, who wants you. Now, I'm not saying, brothers, that this is the only case here. What I'm trying to say to you is that you could be in a relationship right now. You could have a girlfriend right now. And for sisters that are listening, you could have a boyfriend right now. But listen to what happens if you pull away from it. I'm going to give you a story. The story is of my ustad, Maulana Fadl Rahim. May Allah give him a good long life, say Ameen. At the moment he's in Pakistan, he's very ill. May Allah Azza wa Jal cure him a good cure. Say Ameen. Now Maulana Fadl Rahim Sahibi told me a story once. I'm going to share it with you, you know, and it's the first time I'm sharing this story with anybody, especially in a public gathering. He said to me, he said, when he was young, he was very handsome. You know, some brothers, mashallah, Allah has given you some good face, mashallah, yeah? Mashallah, yeah? Just don't get arrogant, brother, yeah? Don't like, you know, look down on others. So he said that he was very handsome when he was young. And when he came to his village, he used to spend a few days, whatever, with his family, and then he would be back off to Deoband, to his mother's in Deoband. So it was one of his years, he came from Deoband, from the madrasa, and he came all the way down to his house. And you know, it's a normal, families are there, everything and so on. Now this woman targeted him. And when a woman targets you, brother, she will find the right moment. Even brothers target. You know, brothers target a woman, sometimes they be stupid. They don't know, they muck it all up. They kind of give it away and they lie. And they try to do all these stupid things and, you know, trying to impress them. You know, brothers, sometimes they lose it, yeah? But when a sister targets a brother, she is dead up. Am I wife? Am I fine? Anyway, so what happened is, Maulana Fadl Rahim said he came home and there was a woman in the village who was also very beautiful. And she she found the moment when Mullah Fadl Rahim Sahib, he's still a student, he's in his young days, he's just come home from madrasa. And this woman suddenly came to his house, crept to his house, came inside the door, in the room where he was, and she had a necklace in her hand. And this necklace was a precious necklace of different stones. And she presented it to Mullah Fadl Rahim. And she said to him, take this, but allow me and you for one night. Just take this. Now he's alone. He's so handsome. She's beautiful as well. She's pretty. And she's been targeting him for a long time. And she found this opportunity and she put it in front of him. And Mullah Fadl Rahim said, he said, I just turned to the woman and I said, do you not fear Allah? Do you not fear Allah? Allah is watching us at this moment right now. You have no fear of Allah. You have no shame that you've come with a necklace that you probably don't even own and you're trying to give it to me for something that is haram. Have fear in Allah. And he just gave her a few minutes of wa'az and nasiha and gave her some good advice, and then she cried, and with that she left with her necklace. He said to me, he said, Hasan, he said, that night I saw the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in my dream. That night he saw the Messenger, the first time in his life. He said, that night is the first night I saw the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in my dream. Allahu Akbar. My brother, you don't understand what Allah will give you when you break that relationship for Allah's sake. My sister, you won't know. Because on the day of judgment, in front of everyone, for whose sake did you break it? Tell me. For Allah's sake. Mullah Fadl Sahib, he could have done what he wanted, but for Allah's sake, he just told her to have fear of Allah and go. On the day of judgment, Allah will take such an individual and Allah will put them under His arsh. Imagine in front of all the boys, all those that are be in hip hop, I don't know, come, this way, man, this way. You got this way, you got this, brother. This way. They can't even say this way, this way. Yeah, I think, yeah, man, you're getting this, bro. And they call you towards the way you move away from that. Allah will put you under His arsh on the day of judgment with the Anbiya to drink Kawthar, inshaAllah. And if a sister does the same for her, there are two more categories left and I'm done. Another one is to give sadaqah. A man who, or the same as a woman, give sadaqah and you give it that your right hand gives it, your left hand doesn't even know. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that when you give sadaqah every time you hide your left hand, brother. Some guys. It doesn't mean that. What it means is that you give it secretly that nobody else knows except for you and Allah. If you can do that, that's very good. And if you carry on doing that, then inshallah, you've guaranteed yourself on the day of judgment, under the arsh. Now let's quickly go through the categories. What's number one? A just rule, and not the ruler, just say any person leadership who's doing justice. Okay? Anyone leadership doing justice. What's the second one? You're losing, huh? A young person who starts to get into the worship of Allah Azza wa Jal. Number three, a heart that is attached to the masjid. Right? So if you're not in a leadership one, you're young. And if you're not young, then you can have your heart attached to masjid any age. And if not that, any age is two men that meet for the sake of Allah, same as two sisters, meet for the sake of Allah and they move away for the sake of Allah. Your meeting is for the sake of Allah. Number five is what? Somebody of beauty and good status, they call you towards the wrong thing and you say what? The hadith says, you say ittaqillah, you say fear Allah. So you move away from that. That's five. So maybe you have that. And if you think that, I'm not have any of these, man, I'm too ugly for that, man. No woman gonna call me, brother. I just about found a wife, you know what I'm saying? Like, even then, just about, got her to accept me. If you are, brother, doesn't matter. Yeah, there's plenty of brothers like that. Don't worry about it. You do the number six, which is you give sadaqah in a secret way. And if you think, you know what, man, I ain't got the beauty, I ain't got the looks, and I ain't even got any money, brother. I'm bust, man. I'm gonna get on I basically no leadership. And the second one is I wasn't practicing when I was young. Next one is masjid, heart attached. I go when I can, brother. Next one, me, brother, for sake of Allah, I can do, but I've got some anger, man. I want to slap the brother when he like, I can't stand it, man. And the fifth one is, no one's going to call me because, I look in the mirror and I get scared myself, Yeah? And number 6, I ain't got no money. So what do I do? So if you're like that, like me, if you're like that, then you do the 7th one. And the 7th one is the most beautiful one. The most beautiful. That's anyone, any age can do that. What's that? رَجُلٌ ذَكَرَ اللَّهَ خَالِيًا فَفَاضَتْ عَيْنَاهُ. A man who remembers, or a woman who remembers Allah in secrecy, and eyes will shed tears. That's all you need to do. Now in secrecy. Secrecy is what? Secrecy is, come on man, move away from everybody else. There's some brothers, they get emotional. And when they get emotional, they don't want to hide it. They're in Taraweeh and the guy, and by the time he says, and the guy next to me, you want tissue, brother? Yes, please, tissue. What's wrong with you, man? You're supposed to hide it. The Imam Ghazali said a wonderful thing, rahimahullah. He said that if you feel emotional, like you want to cry out of the, you just want to cry, whether it's tilawah of the Quran, whether it's dhikr, whatever, you feel like crying, and you're in front of people, he said, judge yourself. Would I really cry if the people were not here? Or would I not really get emotional? Or would I not? What would I do? If you feel that, whether people are here or they're not here, I would still have to cry. I would have to do it. There's no way I can control this. And there's no difference between people here and not here. Then Imam Ghazali said, you've got permission to cry. But he said, if people are in front of you and you say to yourself, would I cry if people were not here? And you think maybe not. He said, hold it back. Don't get emotional. Even in dua, others are around, If you think that it's not the same, just hold it back. Or at least cover your face. Cover it. Hide it. Because you don't want to drop into riyah. The moment you drop into ostentation, you've lost. La ilaha illallah. If you remember Allah in secrecy, and this is the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, please. My Shaykh said a wonderful thing. He said, if you gather the 7 oceans of the world, imagine you took the Pacific Ocean, you took the Atlantic Ocean, you took all the 7 oceans and the seas of the whole world, and you tried to extinguish the fire of Jahannam with it, you would not be able to extinguish it. But with one drop, because of the fear of Allah, you can extinguish the whole fire of Jahannam. So just try in your own spare time, in secrecy, shed a tear, and inshallah with that one tear, inshallah, have hope in Allah. Allah will make hellfire haram for you and for me as well, inshallah. Make dua for me as well. And with that, jazakumullah khair wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.